Welcome to another episode of Short, Cute Cooking. I'm not really feeling well. Get that, put that over. No, put that up there for me. I'm not really feeling well, so. But I gotta eat. And I got the taste of salmon croquette. So this should go in my how to make canned goods taste good category. So I had a can of pink salmon. I've noticed how more expensive it's getting since I've been eating since I was little. You get a can of salmon for 59 cents, then it went up to 99 cents. Now they're 3 for $5 on sale, or $3 buy them sales now. So the price of everything is going up. And I just told you guys that to let you know that I should have never. That was a bad idea. So, but I'm seasoning over the can. Drain the juice off of it. Okay. I'm heating on my skillet. So I drained the juice off. Seasoned it. Now I add 1 egg per can, since I'm only doing 1 can. I like to whisk the egg first before I add it there, so it don't have the chunk, that thick white piece. I think it's the Chiliza. Well, that piece needs to be whipped because it won't cook correctly. Now the tradition is we eat this with rice and jelly or hot sauce. I use flour in mine. A lot of people use cornmeal. I hate the grainy feeling of the cornmeal. So now after I take it out the can and drain off the water, I take the bones out, even though you could just go ahead and they're soft and they're a little crunchy. You can leave them in if you don't want to go through the extra step. I like taking them out. I had 1 small onion and I diced it small that I add. So when it's just me eating, I add as many onions as I want. Because I love onions. My kids hate them. So, just mixing it in. This is going to make about 4 or 5 nice sized patties. Now we add flour to this for the stick. Now this is my rice. I'm adding it to my boiling water. And I put like a teaspoon of oil in the water so it doesn't stick. I'm gonna get all the egg out. My new spatulas. Found the flea market out here. This guy say, fill up a bag for $5. And I got like a whole bunch of these. So, gotta send some to my mom, send some to my daughter for her housewarming. Cause I got too many. But for $5, it was kind of worth it. They're pretty sturdy. And those are the ones I like better than the ones like this, because these come apart and you can get germs in there. It doesn't stink, so it's been cleaned correctly, but I like the one I just had. It's just 1 solid piece instead of the 2 pieces, because if you don't clean these right or don't put this back on correctly, you get water, you get food, you get germs, you get all type of stuff in there. I still like them, but you know, the ones that's like just the 1 solid piece are actually better to use. I'm sorry, I know about the flour. So the way I add my flour is a little bit at a time, because you don't want it to be, you don't want to add too much and you don't want to add too little. Now, if you don't know how to cook regular rice, this is not mint rice. Once I put the rice in there, in the pot, I'm gonna stir it up. I do let it come to a boil. Okay. Make sure this is formed up. Okay. We don't want to steam. So once it comes to a boil is when I add my top to it. Turn the heat down really low, and I just let it steam like that for about 20 minutes. Just want to add enough flour so the patties will stay formed together, and it also holds the onion to the fish. Let's see. This is how you can tell if it's ready. That's how you can tell you put enough in there. So it's not sticky, it's not too flaky, it's not too floury, and it's staying together. So that was the right amount of. I'm gonna definitely need a nap after this. Amari! And when you have the onions sticking out, I've learned to try to at least press them in so they don't come off while you fry them. I need some tea. That tea I bought, that muscle tea, and put some lemon juice in the pot while you're cooking it. And the container that says tea. So like this piece right here that's loose, that'll come off and cook it. I just try to slide it in a little more. Like the onions that come loose in the skillet, I still like collect those and put them on my paper bag to drain and eat it with this, because they're still good. But to have less things float in the bottom of your grease, which burns it easy, you know, it burns quicker when you got, see, there's a bone right there. Oh my goodness. When you have so much stuff floating in the bottom of your grease, it can affect how it warms up. It affects how the other food tastes. And with it being on the bottom, it'll burn. And then your food might not be burnt, but it'll have a burnt taste to it. Okay. Now so while I'm waiting for I want my rice to at least get halfway done. These, you only fry these for about 5 minutes. It's not a long cooking process with them. So you only need about 5 minutes and then they're done. So I like to wait till my rice is almost done. So that's a big chunk of onion. Oh man. And I'm gonna fix me a cup of tea and try to find me some energy, because it's my daughter's birthday weekend. She'll be 17 and she doesn't want to do the stuff we used to do when she was younger. She wants to go out to eat and all that crap. So hopefully I can pull it together so we can enjoy the weekend with her. So, and now that I'm on spring vacation from school, we're on our spring break, I can do more videos and get them up. Because once I started doing finals, man, that wiped me out. Which I did pass my finals, but done with finals, just ready to get. Okay. I'm actually getting better with this camera. Usually electronically challenged. I'm still electronically challenged, but I'm getting a little better. So now it's just bubbling a little bit. I coughed in my shirt just in case, you guys. I just coughed in my shirt. I want it to come to a rolling boil. A rolling boil is when the bubbles gets really big. So once it comes to a rolling boil, even still boiling after I stir it, I add my top to it. Now this is a top that has the steamer on the side. So it's just a little hole in the bottom that you can either have open or closed. This is closed, that's open. What it does is it either keeps the steam in or slowly lets it out. With rice, you see how it's still coming to a rolling boil. Let me start again. And if it doesn't take long to come to a rolling boil, see, there we go. We don't want the steam out. We want the steam in because we're going to turn this on low. Put the top on it, turn it all the way on low, and we just go from there. Just let that do its thing for about 20 minutes. Alright. This is how your rice should look once it's done. Nice and fluffy. No water left. So I did like about 2 cups of water, teaspoon of oil, and 1 cup of rice. Can't really fluff it out. So you fluff it out with a fork, but I can't really do it in such a small pot. See, the oil keeps it from sticking at the bottom, but with the pot still being hot, it's going to still cook. Then I add my butter. What? Huh? Just give me some hang. I got pants and shirts and stuff that needs to be hung up. So, butter knife. One of these days I'm going to learn how to make minute rice, which takes way more than a minute. False advertising with the stupid box. I use it, I just don't cook it. I like this type of rice. I know it takes longer, but 20-25 minutes is like, actually, to me the taste is different and it's worth it. So I'll just cover the butter up. You don't want to smash the rice, you want to fluff it, but then cover that up. And then we start waiting for now we're just waiting for this to heat up. Kind of got off track with the timing. Actually, I went and sat down and I almost fell asleep like a fat chick. So, like the fat chick I am, it don't take long. Now, normally I have my baking sheet to drain on. This is as good as it gets with the way I feel right now. But I know if I don't eat anything, I'm going to feel worse. So, remember, that's how we check the grease. Our Coquette is already ready to go in. That's not hot enough. Just wait a few minutes. I'm not in a rush. While I'm not doing anything, I can get my mess cleaned up. Start another load of cloves. So with any side dish, when I do rice, then those are fine. Give me a couple more of these and then put them on my bed. Huh? Is that you guys' box or is that my box? Because y'all had your own box of hangers. Okay, that's fine. Just sit them on my bed, please. Thank you. So like with plating, doing rice, I'd rather use a black plate when I'm doing the rice. Let me see. A black plate to put the rice on. It's okay to put white rice on a white plate. Okay, it's simmering a little bit. I don't want it to get too hot because it don't take long to cook the salmon. I should have put these in the refrigerator while I was waiting for the rice. I wasn't thinking about it at all. Cooking is like, if you're not fully there mentally, something will get burnt or not done correctly is how I feel. I'm not there all the way, but I don't think I taught my kids how to make these to the point that I can trust them to make it by themselves. Like I'm still working on it with the rice. Where's my, here we go. Okay. There we go. I also tried this recipe. Well, not exactly. I just put some salt on some sardines and battered them and deep fried them. They actually turned out pretty good. But you got to get the sardines that they're whole, and then they come in the long can instead of the small can. Can't find my slotted spoon. But this is the part where my loose onions get rescued. It's not a lot of them, so that's a good thing. It's like little pieces of meat that those I pat back on. Oh, I just broke that one myself with this fork. I did pretty good. There's not that many onions floating around. See, two in the middle. Now with the onions I take out, but with the loose pieces of fish, I just sit it back, like pat it back into the fish. I don't know why my skillet is cooking so awkwardly today. Now, the best way, just so you guys know, because I just bought a new bag of flour. The best way to store this, if you don't have a container to put it in, just a regular Ziploc baggie, you leave it in this bag and just sit it right down inside of a Ziploc baggie and close it up and store it. If you don't have a bucket, so it'll stay fresh that way. And you don't get any moisture in it, because the last thing you want is wet flour just sitting around. It's disgusting. I didn't experiment, so it's disgusting. Now, like I always tell you guys, Ooh, how did that happen? See, when you're not 100% in the game, something always gets messed up. Let me see if I can. And I'm actually not. I think that's the one that had the most onions in it. One of my salmon croquettes broke. It's probably because I left them just sitting too long, which I don't mind. I'm still wind up eating it. So, trying to clear it out. A little too moist on the inside from letting it sit. They're still gonna get ate. Here's all my onions. Oh, that was a lot of onions in there. Which could have been contributed to why it fell apart, because that is a lot of onions once I moved that out of the way. But depending on how dark you like your food, you can let it cook a little longer, however you like. I know these onions are going to taste wonderful. Alright. I'll let it get a little darker on the back side. Which cup do I have for regular American cup? Now, I don't know if you guys remembered I told you about plating. Depending on what shape you're using, what okay. I think we did these cups before. Put the rice in there and I pack it down, but not too tight. Just pack it down. Clean it up a little bit. Then I just, there you go. Cute plating. You don't have to be perfect, but for practice, always practice. There you have it. A cute, quick lunch. Salmon croquettes and rice. All within under an hour. Plus the plating. I think they turned out pretty cute with the plating for the rice. Like, unless you're planning on serving this professionally, I wouldn't exactly do the onions that way. But since I've just been at home practicing, the more you do it, the easier it gets. Don't want to use too much. You want to have just the right amount of rice, right amount of salmon croquettes when you do your plating. You don't want to do too much. So there we have it. Short, cute cooking, quick lunch. Salmon croquettes and rice. Thank you for tuning in. This is Chef Joanne saying like, subscribe, share, comment. If there's anything you want, if there's a recipe or any questions, just ask. I don't mind answering questions. I don't mind corrective criticism. Just let me know. And I will be doing more vegetarian or vegan, vegetarian, vegetarian meals. It's just, I just need more ideas. So once I get that, I'll be bringing those videos out. But thank you for tuning in. Till next time, keep it short, keep it cute, keep cooking.